Master Rodriguez and I welcome you to the 4th volume in the master's program of the Combat Hapkido self-defense system. This video will bring you to 5th degree black belt. Okay, the next category is going to cover defenses against throws. Now, the chances are of a street fighter, a criminal, someone who's going to attack you, to try to apply to you a typical martial art throw are not very likely, okay? It's not going to happen. But once in a while, there could be a situation where someone has studied some martial arts, or maybe watched too many movies, and he has picked up a few basic techniques. And during a struggle, he may try to apply this type of throw to you. Maybe some people had wrestling in college, or couple of years of judo, and they feel like they know how to do it, and they try to apply to you in a situation, a street fighting situation. As I said, it's not very common, but it may happen. So you need to have some techniques to protect yourself in case somebody tries to throw you. So the first one we're going to proceed, and we're going to do them very slowly so you understand the mechanics involved here of coming to throw me. His desire is to do this. Okay? All right. That's what he's attempting to do to me. Now, how do I prevent that? As he comes and he grabs me, I step back. Okay? Which leg you step back, it's really up to you. However, the direction in which he's turning, in this case he's turning this way, it's better to use that leg. Okay? But even if you make a mistake and use the other one, it's still going to work. The idea is to prevent him from lowering his center of gravity under you and flip you. That's how people get flipped. So you're preventing it by doing this, by lowering your center of gravity and moving the center of gravity away from him. So when he comes, one. See, now he can't throw me. Very simple. As he's doing this, now I'm going to come back to his face. Okay? Using both hands, not just one. One maybe first, and then I reach out with the second one. 1, 2, and then since already now my center of gravity favors me now, I just simply move his head back. He's blind right now too. He's confused, he's blind, he lost his momentum, he's losing his balance. So here simply take him down. And from here, finish in any number of ways. Okay, step up a little bit this way. Okay, watch again. He grabs me, 1. See, I'm not using my hands right now just to show you perfectly what's happening here. Prevent him from throwing me. Okay? In reality, my hands will be a little closer, of course. So from here, I step. My hands are already here. I twist his head, cover his eyes, and then step back with your forward leg. And he hits the ground very hard. So that's your first defense against throws. In the next one, same beginning, different ending this time. So he approaches me, ready to go into a throw situation. Right? This is what he wants to do. Okay? So as he approaches me, I do the same thing. I move back. So now he's ready to pull me, but he can't. So now very simply, I got my hands free here. I reach, I grab, I lock him, and I go into my own choke. Since he's already off balance, I just simply drop him down. I can leave my knee here and drop his back on my knee, or I can move my knee out of the way and just sit him down, and I have him into the sleeper hold. Again, very simple, but every element of the technique has to be in place. The timing is very important here. As he reaches, I want to be here. Then I attack by bringing his head back, and I lock it into my choke. Okay? So if I'm too late and he comes in, now if I try to choke him, it's too late. He's going to flip it. Okay? If he's going to flip me, I can't choke him. So timing is everything here. He comes, 1. Then from here, let's say he has no hair. I can grab his hair. It doesn't matter. Go on the face. I lock it this way. Remember, my center of gravity is very nice in a long stance here. I'm done. I'm finished right here. Or I can take him to the ground. So again, everything is timing here. In the next defense against throws, you must understand that not always they will try to throw you this way. There is other ways to throw. One is around the waist, coming here, for instance. Another one is around the neck, coming here. So there is all different kinds of throws. So you got to make sure you have a little bit of a variety of techniques to deal with the different type of throws. We've shown you two from this position. Now let's say he wants to go around my waist or even around my neck. It doesn't matter. As he comes in, what I have to do, same thing as before. This part basically never changed. I'm going to drop my leg back, and I'm going to plant my forearm here in a live way, heat energy, into his kidney. So now he's trying to pull me into him, and it's not working. Go ahead, pull a little bit. See, it's not working because of my position and because of this obstruction here. Now what I do from here, I reach out and grab his own arm here. I step in, and I drop on his leg with a leg lock. As I do that, I pull him into me, I sneak into my own headlock, and I bring him down, drop him down here, and then I lock him here. And he's finished. So from here, of course, you can let go and punish some more, or simply choke him out. Let's try this one more time. He comes to trap me. Oops, he lost his balance. We can do it again. I'm too fast for him. One. See, this is it. I just killed his attempt to throw me. So from here, I grab, position my leg here. I can sneak from the back here, like this. And now drop my knee on his knee, like this. And then lock it here. Now, of course, now I can remove my leg and finish into this position. So once you get into this type of grappling, you learn many different ways to sneak around him and to defeat what he's trying to do to you. The important part again here, as he comes, okay, 1, 2, you can go here, you can begin to go here into the lock, and this one here. This one alone is your leg trap, right there. That's your technique. Okay, the next one, he has executed half of the throw. He's getting there, but not quite. He has not secured it completely. So he comes in, he turns on me, and he's ready to throw me. I wasn't fast enough to move my leg back. So now what I'll do is this. Whatever side he's trying to throw me, I use the opposite leg, the other leg. Because of course, if I would lift his leg as he's pulling me, that's it. So this one I want, as a matter of fact, maintain as low as possible. But I use the other leg to wrap around him this way and just drop my butt. That's it. What happens is he cannot throw you. It's an impossibility. But of course, the technique is not over here. This is just to prevent him. Let me show it to you from the front. As he comes in and he prepares to put the choke, I just go like this. See, this is impossible for him to throw me. Although I screwed up by not moving my center of gravity back, he still cannot throw me now. Never mind how strong he is. See, even if he lifts me up a little bit, there's no way. Because my weight is dead weight here. Okay, having shown you the first part, which is the most important, we go into the finish. So, he comes in, he tries to grab me, I root my hand here. From here, I move this back, grab him here, lock him. I still got my leg wrapped around him, okay? Now what I have to do is throw myself down, wrapping both legs around him, okay? Now this is dangerous to do. You have to be very, very careful. So I'm just going to demonstrate it gently. What we're going to do, we're going to fold to the side, okay? This side here. So we're going to go like this, and I'm going to lock him here. So I got my choke, plus I got my legs locked around him, okay? You basically have him, you can lock your legs this way, plus the choke. This is how we wind up. Now understand that I do not recommend for people to do sacrifice throws and to throw themselves down. And it's not necessary, but it's just to show you that you can turn the technique into a very flashy, exciting type of technique. But in street fighting, it's not necessary all the time to do that. So again, here, he tries to throw me. Sorry. Okay, here, lock his leg up here into him. So now he cannot throw you. Push his arm out of the way. Reach out and place him into a choke. You don't have to go down. You can just stay here. Now you can remove the leg and take him back down. So that was just one way of finishing with the sacrifice throw. The other way is to unwrap your leg and take him back down. The next category, we're going to revisit bear hugs, as you've done before in the black belt program. We're going to add a few here and there. By now, you should be familiar with all the techniques that we are going to do. It's just like I said before, a different way of entering or getting into that technique. But you should be familiar with the basic locks that we're going to present. The first one, he comes from behind and he grabs me this way. My arms are in, so I don't have a lot of mobility. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to reach out and trap him here, step to the side and shoot my key arm back into him. Bang, this way. That should have an effect, probably break the grip altogether. One. Then I'll grab here and hit him again on the other side, here. Then, since I'm already holding the wrist here, very simply pass him over my head and place him into the center lock. Very painful. So again, you've seen the center lock before, but maybe never from this type of attack, from a bear hug. So you're learning how to get into different techniques from different type of attacks. Here he has you, trap him and strike. That loosens him up. Then from here, grab his wrist, cross the hand. Of course, you're going across here. Strike him again here to soften him up. Then bring this one around, and you have him into the center lock. That's your first technique. Okay, the next category is still bear hugs, but this time, person leaves you with the arms free. Now, of course, people will think, oh, it's easy now to give him an elbow strike to the back. But he's smart, he's a street fighter, so he hides his head, you see? So it's not easy to try to strike him from either side. So you got to find other ways to do your technique. So in this case, he's smart also, he's not keeping his hands open. He's hiding his fingers, so I can't really go play with his fingers. So simple way to do this technique here is this. Secure him on one side here, lower your center of gravity, and strike him with the palm in top of the knuckle structure here of his hand. So from here, peel him off. When you do this, make the fist again, when you do this and you step him down, at the same time as you strike him, you add a lot of energy, a lot of key power to the strike. Wham! Like this. See how you're already broken away this way. Now what you do, you spin around this way, you have it. Now of course a good choice would be a kick here, or if you want to use the back leg, kick to his leg. Bam! To soften him up. Then you can bring him here for this bar, or you can step in for this bar, or you can simply maintain this lock over here. Again, multiple finishes. Okay? The important part is how to free yourself from the bear hug. He's holding you tight, it's trying to lift you, to dislodge you, throw you off balance. 1, 2. Make fist again. Watch here. Detail. Right here. And twist the hand up. See, he already feels the lock. Now I spin around, and I decide how I want to finish from here. Kicking, attacking the joint. Okay? So that's your technique. Okay, the next technique, again, he attacks me, and he locks up on me, and he tries to lift me up and throw me over or something. Okay. Now, what you want to do here is very similar to what we did in a defense against a throw that we did before. As he begins to lift you up, hook one leg behind one of his legs. Now he can't do that because you are hooked behind his leg and there is no way he can take you. As this is happening, however, you got to go to work on his hand again. So this prevents him from flipping you, makes him uncomfortable. Now you got to work on the hands here. Okay? So you break him away and come around. But this time, as you come around, instead of using this hand to go up, use the cross hand. And as you come out this way, you walk him into this type of choke. And you have a choke and a lock. Of course, you can now get down on your knees, take him down, and maintain him in this position. Now, if you want to release his arm, you can do that. And just concentrate on the choke. Okay? Or you can concentrate on the arm lock and forget about the choke. Again, that's your choice. So he has you here, tries to lift you, hook your leg up, break the hand away. Now maintain with the cross hand this time. As you're coming around here, you can bring him into this lock, or you can simply go back to what you did before, this way. Doesn't really matter. You are up here in this position. You can lock him here. You can then bring him here. There's many different things that you can do that are advanced. Remember this part. Turn around a little bit, like this. Remember this part here. Tries to lift you, hook the leg up. So that prevents him from flipping you. And then get to work on his hands. You have this way, you have this way, you have this way. Turning around, bring him in this way. Different things that you can do. But remember the important part of hooking the leg. The next segment is devoted to attacking techniques. Now, we're not here to discuss the legalities or moralities of attacking, but there are some times when you need to take the initiative. If you need to restrain someone, or if you, by virtue of your job, need to escort somebody out or whatever, you may need to take the initiative. Now wait until this person physically attacks you. So we'll examine the mechanics of this. Person is standing there in front of you, and you need to take control of them before they hurt themselves, you, somebody else. You know there is a situation where you must take immediate control. One good way is to spin the shoulders. Spinning the shoulders is very effective, but you got to do it simultaneously, going in and back toward you. So in other words, using both hands at the same time, not by pushing and pulling, but by pushing and pulling at the same time. So you approach the person, your hands are already up for protection, and as you talk and distract them, maybe verbally by talking or something, as your hands come here, you turn them around very suddenly. What are you doing? I did it very fast here, but what are you doing? The palm here goes into the crook here of the shoulder, while the other one catches here. And then you're doing this simultaneously, turning the person. Okay? So when you approach the person coming here, okay, one, and then you're already in a locked position for a nice choke. Pushing the head here, locking, and here is your choke, and you can escort them out or take them to the ground, depends on what you want to do. So very simple. Let's examine this again. Okay? Your hands are already up here. They should always be here in a confrontation, regardless if you need to strike, trap, deflect, whatever. So your hands are up here. You verbalize. You are now in range. So here, very subtly, and then put one right behind his head right away, so it doesn't try to headbutt you or something, and then secure a good choke. And this should be, enough to take care of him, either to take him down or to escort him. And that's your first attack technique. The second one begins exactly the same as the other one, with the shoulder spin. However, this time you go straight to a takedown. This time you don't worry about escorting or anything. You want to take the person down to the ground immediately. So as you approach, you do your spinning. Now, remember, when you do your spinning, it can be done this way or this way. It doesn't really matter which way. You decide which way you want to spin it. Okay, so in this case, we're going to go one, and then you're going to reach with the forward hand, the one that is in front, into his trachea. Then join with the other one in the back of his neck, and just simply take him straight down to the ground. And keep the pressure in the pressure points. Right there. This is for extremely belligerent individuals that you think are dangerous, and you need to immediately restrain them and take them to the ground. We're going to do it one time from this side. So again, from here, I approach with my hands up. I reach to hook and push at the same time. One movement. When I'm here, I'm going to spin him around for you so you can see what I do in the front. As soon as I do that, my hand reaches here immediately. goes right here into the trachea, while the other one goes right here. There's another pressure point. The combined pressure in, like this, okay, will do the job for you. Here, now, step back, don't throw him on top of yourself. Step back and throw him straight to the ground. Keep the pressure there until you are secure and safe and know that he's no threat to you anymore. So the pressure points are very effective in this area. And I don't care how strong the person is, they're going to feel it. So once again, you're doing your shoulder spin, 1. Then this hand comes immediately here, and the other one in the back here. If you can reach the sternocleidomastoid, it's fine, but it's too far to reach it. So stay here at the base of this muscle, right here. And this one goes behind the trachea, right here. Okay? And then you take him straight to the ground. This time, the confrontation has escalated a little bit already. It's no longer like, threatening like this. He's got already his fist up in the air. He's menacing. He's getting ready maybe to attack you or something. Don't wait for him to fire the first punch. You don't have to. So in this case, your hands are up again. You're now waiting for him. You're reaching same side hand, not cross, same side first. From here, you reach as you're stepping a little bit to the side. The reason why you step into the side is because if you reach here, he can come and cross you right away. Instead, if you go like this and he fires the punch, you got a better chance to deflect. You have to kind of follow you. So from here, I'm going to do the whole technique now. 1 and 2. And you bring him down to the ground immediately. Okay, and I'm going to do it again slowly. So from here, even if his arm is not far out this way, it's closer to him. It doesn't matter. You step a little closer then. Again, you verbalize, you distract him, you keep your hands up in case he fires before you're ready. And then go here. See how I step out of the way from the second punch? 1. Coming here. Now this one becomes my lock here. And down he goes. I can kick my leg out, of course, and drop down into a tremendous shoulder and elbow lock. One more time. I'll show it from this side. Show a little bit different perspective. So I'll give you my back, but you'll see a little bit different perspective from me. 1, and coming around this way. Okay? Once more, the initial part. You're standing there. As long as you can touch him, you can reach him. Okay, from here, 1. Strike, break, whatever. That's your attack technique. This category will cover defenses against tackles. When somebody attacks you with a lot of momentum and energy, try to either throw you to the ground or grabbing you this way, getting into a grappling situation. The best thing to do is always to prevent it instead of going down to the ground. If you do go down to the ground, then Master Rodriguez will teach you later what to do. But right now, we are concerning stopping your attacker in his track. You don't want to be grabbed, you don't want to be thrown to the ground. In the first one, as he comes toward you, what you do, you slam both of your forearms, not the hands. Because if you do the hands, it may damage your wrist, or you may not have enough energy to stop him. He can continue pushing. See, this is what happened. So what you do, you use your forearms, and you collapse your wrist like 2 hooks here. And you're going to stop him in his track. And of course, what you have to do is to spread. Some people call it the sprawl, the spread. You're going to bring one leg back at this point and lower your center of gravity. After you have stopped them this way, what you're going to do is now, since you killed this momentum, you're going to bring your hands in front of you, cross them this way, and hit his face, going out. So in other words, what you're going to do after you do this position, you're going to bring him here, go like this, okay? Of course, you don't want to hit your partner in the face. So from here, okay, come back out, maintain your elbows here, so they're still putting pressure against them, okay? Maintain your elbow here, cross your hands, and then shoot them out. As you do that, follow with a front kick, groin, stomach, chest, how high you can kick, or you want to kick. One more time, he comes at you, 1, bring him here, 1, finish with your kick. In this technique, beginning is basically the same. He rushes at you, you place your forearms this way, okay? You exert the same type of pressure as before. But now this time, you leave your arms there and actually pull him into you a little bit because you've already done the spread, you stop this momentum, now you come up and boom, you hit him with a knee strike to the center mass. As you're doing this, as you're coming up with the knee, you strike him, you put your leg down, you switch one of your arms, go under his arm this way, and place him either hammerlock or in a complete armbar. Show you the next one. 1, 2, and come here. You got your arm lock here. Or you can throw him. Next variation of the same exact technique. Here, 1, 2, and here. So as you can see, you have again 3 finishes to this technique, whichever you like better. 1, remember, this part is always the same. 2, now you're striking it. 3, you go here and you go into hammerlock, or you go here, change the hand, put it on top of the head, flip it if you want. And then you have your finish. So regardless of how you decide to go, the first part is what you really want to concentrate on. Here, bam, here, bam. And then bring in one hand under this way. And then decide what you want to do at that point. In the next one, he rushes at you. Okay, this time, lock his arms. Okay, don't go into the shoulder. This time it's a different technique. As he tries to lock up you, go into his arms and spread. Stay wide so he doesn't grab your legs or doesn't pull you or push you the way he wants to do. And then once you are locked in this position this way, it's almost like a standstill here. Nobody's winning. You step behind, and here we go. Armbar with the takedown. One more time. Very simple technique, very effective. 1, here you are in a grappling situation. Step in, take him down. And you're done. Important part, trap his arm into you and spread your legs. Okay, in the next one, again he rushes at you. Back to the system over here with the hands. However, this time what I want you to do is remove one of your hand, push his head a little bit to the side, and strike into his groin, here. And then from here, flip him. And then finish. Okay, let me show it to you a little slower, step by step. If you place your hands here, that's fine. You're coming around here. If you go like in the other technique, over here in this type of situation, you can probably sneak here from the outside without having to go inside here. But the idea is always, as he grabs you, okay, here, go into the groin, with a strike to the groin. Then go into this. Now, this works even better if he tries to tackle you by grabbing your shoulder. As he comes this way and try to grab you this way. This is even nicer because now you have no obstruction here. So all you have to do is to spread, hit. Your arm is already here, and it makes it much faster. So regardless of how he attacks you, you can still do the technique. But the better way, the best way, is if he tries to do this type of tackle on you. Here, 1. Because now, almost like a bear hug from the front, you spread, and you got a free shot right here. The arm is already in position, and now either you put him in a hammerlock, or by placing your hand here, you flip him over. Gentle, here we go. And down he goes, and you can finish. So, regardless of how the attack is, you can still do the technique, but it is preferable to apply this type of strike when there is no obstruction, when it's trying to go for the upper part of the body, because you got a free shot here. It's easy, you don't have to manipulate to get there. Practice the next technique only with mats, and be very careful, because again, it's extremely dynamic. You're going to flip the person over fairly high and drop him to the ground. Only with mats you should practice this technique. When he tackles you a certain amount of speed and energy, simply, slowly, step to the side a little bit, catch one arm, hit the head of your attacker this way, and create a circular energy going this way. And again, it will flip and then finish in a variety of ways. Let me show you the mechanics again, which is the important part here. From this side, you're going to see my back. You're going to see how I insert here. This is important here. Strike here. Lift up his arm as you're pushing his head down. From the other side, as he comes in, one, this is exactly what you're doing. And regardless of where he winds up on the ground, you can use this knee, you can go attack a joint, you can kick, punch, any type of follow-up. One more time, very important. Slow motion. As he comes in, strike, raise up, push down, rotate with your arm. On this side, again he comes in, step to the side, this one goes up, this one strikes and pushes down, and flip him. That's your technique. Please be careful. The same thing applies to this technique. Okay? Absolutely, you must have mats to do this technique. When he rushes at you and you see him, maybe you're standing sideways this way to him, and all of a sudden you perceive him attacking you, you don't have the time to do a lot of things. Smart thing to do at this point is to drop yourself down this way. So as he attacks you, slowly come in, what's going to happen is that he's going to basically roll over you. And what you want to do is raise your hand, try to stick your hand here, and as he flips over, he goes on his own. See, I didn't do anything, basically. I just allow him to lose his balance and roll over me. You don't have to lift him up with your shoulder or anything like that. Okay, so this is extremely dynamic, and you got to be careful as you're doing it. You're standing there, you perceive somebody attacking you, just crouch down and go like this and finish him on the ground. He's already on the ground because he fell, and now you're here to finish your technique. So you can practice this in class very carefully with your mats and do it over and over again with your partner, being careful, and you see that it gets smoother and smoother. It's a fun technique, but it also requires a certain amount of physical ability, and you have to be extremely careful. Once again, this even more so needs to be practiced with mats. Extremely dangerous technique. As he approaches you, what you want to do here, as he comes into you, you go in this way. So in other words, one hand goes underneath here, but the other one comes in the other side of the neck, like this. Let me show you from this side exactly what happens. As he comes in, you're going to go like this. Once you have him now in this position, okay, you have him basically ready for a guillotine choke. And as you're going into that, as you're applying the choke, you've got to sit down and flip him over. So we're going to do it, as you know, we have no mats here. We're going to do it very carefully. Hold on to his neck, okay, tight. Sit back and let him flip over. So here, and down it goes. You have your choke here, okay? You maintain it, and you can really hurt him at this point. One more time. As he comes, sneaking in. Remember, as you're sneaking in here, this is also a strike. Bam, here. Lock him here. Now, let me step back a little bit here. I'm going to sit down very gently, hold on to his head, and he's going to flip. Here, down he goes. Okay? You still got a hold of him, and now you can proceed to the choke. Needless to say, again, be extremely careful with this technique. His neck is locked into your hand. As he flips, you can break somebody's neck. When he lands, if there is no mats, he's going to injure himself. So let me stress this again. Be extremely careful with these type of techniques. All these group of techniques are very dynamic and involves throwing the person. So Use good judgment.